Hi, my name is Haley Mariner.
And I'm Alejandro Acosta. We are four-year biomedical engineering students who are excited to show you our modern biomedical engineering device. We designed this and we thought about it in order to help nurses and healthcare professionals have a safer and more comfortable work environment.
So the original idea for this device actually came from a personal experience that I had with my grandmother, who suffers from advanced Alzheimer's. I was visiting at her house once and we had a home health aide there to care for her. She was alone this day and could not turn my grandmother on her own, so she asked me and my mother to help turn her. After witnessing my grandmother's discomfort and also the discomfort of the home health aide, I had the idea, as soon as we had the opportunity to create our own medical device, of how we could make this process smoother and easier for healthcare professionals and patients alike.
Now that we've introduced ourselves and addressed our motivation, we'd like to showcase our project. Lower back pain, or LBP, is common among the general public. However, it is even more prevalent among healthcare professionals. You might be surprised to discover that nurses report lower back pain at higher rates than heavy industry laborers. This is due to the nature of the occupation. Nurses often perform movements that require a lot of heavy lifting when repositioning or moving patients. It is recommended to turn patients every 2 hours for improved blood flow and to reduce the occurrence of bed sores. This repeated lumbar compression accumulates and causes adverse effects on nurses, affecting their well-being, job satisfaction, and overall quality of life. One investigation conducted in 2019 found that lower back pain was highest among nurses at 57%, followed by physicians at 50%, and physical therapists at 36%. As you can see, this is a very high proportion of healthcare professionals. We have included this slide as a visual representation for the cumulative lumbar compression that occurs when turning patients in a bed. As you can see, the recommended practice is to get above the patient to provide leverage and pull them towards yourself to prop them up on their side. This procedure is very hard on the lumbar spine and performed regularly leads to chronic pain. Depending on the size and weight of the patient, it usually requires 2 healthcare professionals, but can be done with as many as 3 to 5 for especially heavy patients. Various designs are in practice to help the turning process. Here we have included 2 examples, the transfer blanket and wedge pillow, respectively. Issues with both designs include difficulty initially sliding the device under the patient. This requires multiple hands on deck to assist the procedure in order to use the device itself. Our design is more stable and only requires 1 healthcare professional to perform the process start to finish.
The basic design of our novel solution is a set of 2 platforms with an adjustable angle. This angle is varied through a mechanism similar to that of a car jack. For application, the design closes to a minimum possible angle, at which point it could be slid under the bedridden patient. A hand crank located across the base then allows the healthcare professional to increase the angle without the need for physical strain. The crank, furthermore, provides a significant mechanical advantage, which reduces the likelihood of lower back pain or injury. This device is also lightweight and dimensioned to fit the torso of a wide variety of patients. The base is 18 inches by 24 inches, which would be able to lift an area spanning from the shoulders to the hips of the average person. The maximum possible angle of this device is 45 degrees. However, we do not foresee hospital staff needing to create an angle larger than 30 degrees, because any angle larger than this would be uncomfortable for the patient. Mechanistically, turning the thread located at the base drives the arms together through the use of threaded hinges. As these hinges get closer, the angle between the arms gets smaller, thus increasing the height of the top plate. A swivel located at the junction between the arms and the top plate translates angular rotation from the x-axis to the y-axis. This allows the arms and top plate to rotate independently from each other while they translate together. After our initial iteration, we realized that the available 3D printers did not have the needed resolution to produce accurately threaded parts at a smaller scale. These printers were also not large enough to generate an analogous model of the design. Additionally, we were unable to machine larger scale specialty parts for a larger scale model due to COVID-19 closures. This meant that we were forced to abandon our original design in order to create a working prototype. As such, the swivel, hinge, and support parts located at the top of this picture were not used in our final design. Lastly, we learned that an additional degree of freedom was needed at the union between the top plate and the arms. This was addressed through the inclusion of a sliding mechanism. Here we can see the current design, which ranges from 14 to 45 degrees. Rear, side, and angled views provide an intuitive understanding of and demonstrate the active mechanism. Each column on this table represents an angle at which the device can be set to aid impatient turning. Further improvements include repositioning the crank, adding a rigid sliding mechanism, lowering the pitch thread, and material optimization. This would make the experience for the nurse or healthcare professional even better.
Finally, these are the references we used in the background research and designing of our project. Thank you all for listening.
You hit a smile at the end.
I did. I hit that camera with a smile.